Okay, so final update. Today is the 8th of September. It was a very choppy expiry. Still, I mean, not terribly bad. One could have made money on it, but I couldn't really do too much. For me personally, I was trading 2400 shares of Bank Nifty. On that, I lost 10 points. This was my mistake. I made a manual error in its configuration, so that's why it ended up around 2 o'clock. I had to shut it down because I made a mistake there. And in the Nifty trade itself, I made about 5 points, and in fact this would have been about 9, but towards the end I took a very adventurous trade on the call side, and that stopped me out, and so it just didn't work out today. The thing is, anyone who looks at this market, it looks pretty normal. It looks like a sideways market, but I mean, if you look at the chart like this, really it doesn't look bad at all. But only when you're trading this market, you'll know how it actually was. So we opened with this massive gap up, and into this gap up, so just this small up move, the call option, which was 6 rupees, went to 12, right? So if you started delta negative, because thinking gap up, okay, gap up and consolidate here, or gap up and maybe do something with filling the gap, if you started delta negative here, as I did, there itself you are pretty screwed. Now anyway, so that expansion happened. This very harmless looking down move, I want you to see what happened to any put option on the Nifty at the same time, right? Very harmless looking down move at about 1040. I will show you any Nifty put options. So you take, for example, Nifty 17650 put option. In that very harmless looking down move, this put option shot up from about here all the way till here. So it went almost from 10 to 28 in just like that, in that one candle, which looks very harmless on the Nifty itself, but the reaction, the gamma reaction over here, was ridiculously large. So you will get stopped out. There is not too much that can be done. And similarly, once again, when in the later half move, this had gone down all the way till 6 rupees, and it shot up till almost 30 rupees. So it wasn't exactly very easy to trade. And then towards the end, we had this massive up move in which I couldn't participate at all. So if you see, my closing strikes is 17500 and 17900 because I had given up. I didn't want to take any more put side risk. I never moved my puts up. That was probably a mistake, all things considered. At the breakout point, at least I should have moved it up. And even on something as far as the 17850 call option, I managed to get myself stopped out in the last in like 5 minutes before averaging. So here I managed to get myself stopped out. So all said and done, it looks like a fairly easy expiry. It wasn't. Nifty particularly had these put side expansions. Bank Nifty didn't. Bank Nifty, obviously there was a big call side breakout, and at that point, initially the first 2 hours of Bank Nifty was very good for DK. Once 40,000 broke intraday, there was a big call side expansion, but after that, once again, Bank Nifty was manageable. And even into the final up move, really Bank Nifty did not give so much pain. Into the final up move, it was fairly okay to deal with. So all that being said, that is the summary for the day. My order book will be in Telegram, which is there in the bio of my Twitter. And yeah, I hope you had a better expiry than me. Take care.